Jordan, so improvement defensively for the first three quarters. What do you attribute that to? What was the big part of that?
I mean, we had a really had a good week of preparation. We really had a good a good bead on what they were, where their strengths were, where their weaknesses were, and really I thought our kids just competed. And quite honestly, they competed all the way till the very end. You know, I think that a couple mistakes there on the first touchdown, second half, in the fourth quarter we give up was you know, guys get in this mode where they're stop after stop after stop after stop, and things aren't going exactly the way. You know, they keep getting stops, keep having to go back, and so, you know, a couple guys start to press. And what got us to that point was very simply doing your job and doing it as hard as you can is what got us to a 10-7 ball game, you know, into the fourth quarter. And what led to that was just a couple, you know, simple mistakes. The guys, not an effort issue. It's really just trying to press and do something more than your job. And then, you know, games like that, I mean, Iowa State's still a good football team. You know, they find it, they expose it. And so that was really what it come down to. You know, and I just thought late we just kind of ran out of gas. But you know, for like I said, I had a good week of preparation. Kids competed, they played hard. You know, even probably played our hardest after it went 10-0. So, you know, that's what it was.
Is Oklahoma considerably different without Lincoln Riley?
Yes and no. I mean, the structure of the offense, the tempo, what they like to do, how they like to attack you, is the same. The personnel's the personnel, obviously, but the personnel sets, the formations, you know, the structure of the plays that you're getting is a little bit different. I mean, everybody has their own, you know, how they want to do things based on their personnel. So, same philosophy, a little bit different pieces and pictures.
Neil mentioned that he's had more injuries in the secondary this year than he can ever remember in his whole coaching career, even when he was young and consistent. I know you take, you know, you could say next man up mentality and all that, but that has to get to you. It has to get to the players in some way, shape, or form. I mean, it's to be not going out there with your best on.
I mean, to me, it's more about consistency. All right, so and I look at it like this: like, what's the best part of our defense? It's our front guys, right? Stills, Jefferson, Austin, Martin, Thornton, all those guys. And if I go back, I mean, how much ball have those guys played together? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much have they played together? And that's a lot. You know, Jordan Jefferson started his first game when he was 17 years old. You know, Dante, been here a long time, played a lot of ball. Taj Austin, all right. Sean Martin has played a lot of ball, has really come into his own this year, right? And so, you know, that continuity means something. We just haven't had that consistently in the secondary. You know, for a bunch of reasons that honestly nobody really cares about. And I can sit up here and talk about them, but nobody cares. We just haven't had it. And, you know, with what we start this year with a group that I still say the same thing that I say then. And, you know, they just, for a number of reasons, hadn't had the same opportunity to play as many snaps as those guys in front of them have together. And that's where you get your consistency from when you're and so we haven't had that. As simple as I can put it. I'm not going to, I mean, you're not going to change the approach. You know, it's next man up, it's next man up. You don't have the option of no man up. You know, so it's next man up.
I mean, do you try to analyze why me, why us, you know, why it's happening?
No, I mean, you could, and it's an epic waste of time. You know, of the why, or you can have the poor me's and all. I mean, it doesn't matter. You know, you got to go play. You got to get the guys that can play ready to play, You got to get them in position to make plays, and you got to do what's best for those kids. Everybody, and now ask me about the pressure. Well, that's great, but a pressure has to be backed by a coverage. And if I can draw up whatever blitz and pressure you want to, if that guy behind that blitz can't do what the coverage structure demands of him, well, then that's my fault, because I'm asking him to do something that he can't do. All right, so I'm gonna do what's best for those. And every coach in this building is going to do what's best for those kids. Is that the best thing all the time? Are you perfect on every call? Probably not. But everybody's trying, and you can't just sit here and say, well, it's just we got Oklahoma to prepare for. We know what they do. They like to sling it around, play really fast, and that's what we got to get ready for. So again, no matter who the man is, it's next man up, and find the pieces and make it work. It's as simple as that. That's our approach.
I know you're not going to give a game plan away, obviously, but has anything surprised you about Oklahoma in terms of new coach this year, obviously, but more struggles than normal? Not traditional Oklahoma record, not traditional Oklahoma, leading the way in the conference. They've been a little bit more vulnerable this season.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody in a coaching change goes through a whether it's a change in roster, turnover, which is now just a part of college football, right? A change in culture, a change in approach, and I think that everybody has to adjust to that. Quite honestly, I mean, watching them, when explosive as they are, without Dylan Gabriel in the TCU game, how does that turn out for 4 quarters with him running up down the field, and both teams? How does the Red River rivalry turn out if he's playing? So is that adversity? Is it, is that a picture of what they are? I don't think so. I'm not really putting a whole lot of stock into the last part of the TCU game and the Red River game. I just, it's 2 totally different football teams, and that shows on film. So, no, I mean, it's Oklahoma's, one of the blue blood programs in college football, and that approach, how the kids view that, and how they, from their standpoint, I'm sure it goes a long way with pride and tradition. So it's still Oklahoma to me. So I really don't put a whole lot of stock into that.
You mentioned Gabriel. He's kind of an extension of the running game. And I noticed he got 70 yards rushing against Baylor. He's had another couple games. He's got running back size.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're surprisingly, statistically, really, really good at running the football. And they put some strain on you with the moving pieces and the formations and the shifts and the motions that can give you some number issues if it's not keyed up right and lined up right. And then you add the tempo with that, makes it tougher. And then obviously a guy that can run around on the scramble still gives you those same issues, which is why anybody recruits it. That's why they recruit that guy, right? He can do a number of things. So, but he's a good player.
Seems like Oklahoma always has a quarterback that can do those things with his legs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going back to 19 with Hurts. Spencer Rattler, Caleb Williams when he was there, and then obviously this kid. That's going back to your question about Lincoln. The philosophies are the same, and if you're going to run that offense, you're going to have that. You're going to have to find that quarterback kind of to make it go. So, just the next guy in a long line for them.
Jordan, how much more prepared do you think you all are at this stage of the season, and haven't seen it a few times to handle tempo like they throw out?
Well, I mean, tempo is about alignment, and just because somebody's tempoing you, or they tempoing you with the same, if everybody does the same formations and the same personnel over and over, yeah, but every week you're probably getting something a little different, and everybody's approach to when they're going to tempo, where they're going to tempo, how they're going to tempo, everybody's approach is a little bit different. So you have to just break that down, and that's what you have to practice. So, I I think the time is a little on the play clock is a little bit a second and a half faster than Texas Tech is on average, which really doesn't make a whole lot of difference. It's still about as fast as you're going to see. So go back to that game, try to see some issues that we had, why we had them, try to fix them, and then obviously get ready for what they're trying to present when they do tempo this week. So
he's just fast. That's what they do. But do they mix up formation? Do they run the same? I mean, just what's their thing that makes their tempo maybe different? Like
yeah, I mean, it's everybody. Like I said, everybody has their cup of tea of whether they want to attack you into the boundary, whether they want to attack you with shot plays, whether they want to come after an earned first down, whether they want to do their base run plays after an earned first down. You just have to break all that down. And every single person that runs tempo, which I think most offenses do now, but they all have a different way of how they're trying to run it. So you break that down, and how you would attack that formation, or personnel grouping, or that play set, or that RPO, or whatever it is. You're not going to really attack it any different. You just have to get lined up to it faster. And if they give you a variation of it, you have to recognize that, probably get it fixed, adjust it, and get ready for it the next time.
Raleigh Collins and Naeem Muhammad seen a lot of time lately. Just your analysis of how they played.
I mean, probably not really fair. Naeem has been a guy that's been a special teams player for us, does a great job. But out of necessity is probably forced into some snaps that he's not ready for. And I mean, Raleigh Collins was playing high school football a year ago, so probably in the same scenario. But they for the most part went out, tried to do their job, tried to play hard, tried to play physical. Naeem had the big hit on the check down on the back. And Raleigh had to he's a half step behind on the last touchdown, or he makes a good solid hit on the running back. So tried to play physical, but probably hadn't been prepared for that amount, for that situation yet. So, but they did. They played hard.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.